Hi, my name is Lynn Glacier and I'm going to show you how to make the easiest sugar roses ever out of this unique cutter. I designed it and it was made in collaboration with FMM. It's called the Easiest Rose Ever Cutter. So let's get started. You can actually make sugar roses, marzipan roses, or make them out of modelling paste, but we found that the best icing to use is a mixture of modelling paste and sugar paste. So what you need to do is take equal quantities of sugar paste and modelling paste and knead them together. Now the reason for this is the sugar paste keeps the icing soft enough so that you can mould all the petals, and the modelling paste sets the rose firm so that when you actually put it on the cake you don't break the petals. Right. So just before you start rolling the icing out, dab some corn flour onto your board and onto your hands, which stops the icing from sticking. And then roll the icing out to approximately between 1 and 2 millimetres. Take your cutter, place it on top and press down really firmly and move backwards and forwards and pop the shape out. Now we're going to put the shape onto a foam pad, and this is so that we can thin all the edges of the petals. Now you can use the end of a rolling pin or you can use a ball tool. I actually prefer to use the end of a rolling pin, and just work your way around the edge of all the petals, and what I'm doing is I'm thinning just the edge of the petals. Like so. Take some edible glue and I'm going to paint a line just above the centre all the way along and fold the petals over in half. You want another line of edible glue, and now we're going to roll the rose. So I'm going to start at this end, and this is going to be the centre of the rose, so I want you to roll it really tightly for the centre. Then place it on your work surface or pad, and as you're rolling, shape every single petal. I'm just rolling down one side of each petal so it looks like it's unfolding. And there you have your small rose. So the great thing about this cutter is not only does it make quick and easy roses, it can make all different sizes of roses. So we've made a small rose, and now I'm going to show you how to make it into a larger rose. So I've already rolled out and cut out another set of petals, and just like before, I'm going to thin all the edges. So I'm pressing quite firmly, I'm just catching the edge of the icing of every petal all the way around. Like so. Again, I'm going to put a line of edible glue just above the centre, fold it in half and press down. Another line of glue. Now find where you finished rolling the last petal, and that's where you start your next row of petals, and just roll it around the rose, again shaping every single petal as you go. I do find it really helps if you have a real rose or a picture of a rose in front of you or next to you, so you can just keep looking at it and you can see how all the petals are shaped. And now we've got a medium rose. If you want to go on to make a large rose and an even larger rose, you just keep adding on more rows of petals. It's so simple. Now I'm going to make some rose buds. It's exactly the same technique. I've rolled out my icing, but I'm going to count 2 petals along and cut across at a diagonal. And this is going to be for the tiny rosebud. back onto the foam pad and thin the edges. I'm going to start this end. It's going to be the centre of the rosebud, so roll really tightly and then stand it up and carry on rolling the petals around, shaping them as you go. That's the tiny rosebud. Now for a slightly larger rosebud, bring the remaining icing back in. And again, start one end, rolling really tightly. Stand up, and as you roll the petals around, shape them. And that's your slightly larger rosebud. So every single rose on this cake was made using this cutter. There's one last thing I'd like to go through with you. When you make your roses, leave them to dry overnight, and I just want to show you how you attach them to the cake. Because there's sugar paste in the mix, it stays fairly soft, the icing, so take a palette knife or a knife and cut the base at an angle. Brush some edible glue onto the rose, and then just pop it into place. I'll do one more, I'll do a rosebud. So we're going to cut the base at an angle, brush some edible glue on, and let's put one there, shall we? That's it.